Hey everyone, welcome to another video. My name's Steve. If you're new, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. In the last video, I discussed the differences between the Carrera 2 and the Carrera S. When I was doing the research for that video, I realized when I was going through some of the costs, just how expensive some of the extras can be on these 992s. And I wondered to myself, how expensive can you actually build a 992? So today's video is how expensive can we make a 992 Carrera 2 cost. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I own a 992 and that I basically spec the car just a little bit over base price, and the base price on those cars is £82,795. If you'd like to watch the video on how I spec my car, the pop-up should be at the top of the screen there now. I've also previously respec'd my car and said how I thought I might order it again if I was to redo it. But at that point, I just picked what I thought I wanted for a car. I never really looked at how much the other extras cost, and some of these extras, believe it or not, are quite expensive. So I thought as part of this video, I'd play a little game with you. The question is, can you spec a 992 Carrera 2 past the base 992 turbo cost? Now the 992 turbo costs up there now, and it's £134,400. I'm guessing at this point you'll have said yes or no. I'm going to put the actual cost price I managed to get the entire total to at the end of this video, and you'll see whether you were right or wrong. Included as part of the base price on that 992, there's quite a few extras that Porsche already include there that usually you would have to add on, and one of those is the PDK gearbox, but that's standard now on the Carrera 2. Also, there's the extended leather that gives you all of the leather pack for the seats and the dashboard. There's a couple of other little things that you usually would have to pay extra for, things like heated seats, iPod, Apple connection, and actually probably the bigger wheels on the car, which are now 19-20 inch, but if you go back a couple of generations, there would have been about 16, and then 17s, 18s would have been the extra cost. The point I'm really making is the car comes pretty highly spec'd as it is, part of the reason why I didn't order anything much higher than what I got. But there are a few things we can add to this car to start really racking that cost up. So one of the first and easiest things you can put on a car that's going to add extra costs, especially if you're ordering it from the dealer, is an exclusive paint colour. In this case, I went with Python Green, and it comes out at £1,919. So yeah, that's quite an expensive paint cost. Working from the outside in, you can get the sports design package, which includes the front and rear bumpers being changed, and that comes in at £3,930. Moving in from the bumpers, you can get that sports exhaust system, especially with the silver tips, and that comes in at £2,054. So we're getting that cost up there already, and it doesn't take too much to do. Next one's the wheels. Now the highest cost wheels you can put on there are actually the turbo design, which comes standard on the 992 turbo. But I did find that if you put the 5-spoke design on, you can then actually customize it with some paint. That paint adds another £842 on top of wheels that are already £2,436. Inside those wheels, of course, you can add ceramic brakes to the car, why not? And that's the PCCB Porsche ceramic brakes. They come in at £6,321. If you're going to go track racing the weekend, maybe you want to add the ceramic brakes, I don't know. So before we head inside of the car there, we're going to move on to the last thing that I could find that was really a big ticket item, which is the most expensive headlights that you can get. And they are the PD-LS Plus lighting system. They come in at £2,487. Haven't added any of these up yet, but it doesn't take much of a calculation to realise that we really are adding quite a chunk of value to this car already. I've never driven around and found the ground clearance on my Carrera 2 to be particularly difficult, but if you really wanted to spend the extra money, and a lot of people put these on their sports cars to protect the underneath of the front bumper, you can put on the lift system. The lift system comes in at £1,709. So the next big ticket costs, and a couple of the final ones I could find that were really expensive on their own, is moving into the interior, and that comes to the seats. The most expensive seats you can get are the 18-way adjustable, and they come in at £2,315. Now after that, there's all sorts of different things you can do to customize the interior, tiny little costs, and you don't have to add them all, but if you want to add certain things, you also have to add certain other things, and Porsche are quite clever about this in the configurator, and if you click on something, it will tell you have to drop stuff off or you have to add stuff on. Within that, there's also two sections there that make it very easy for you to push the price of the interior of your car up quite a lot, and they are the heritage or exclusive leather packs. They come in one big chunk of costs, and the more expensive one was the exclusive one, so I added the exclusive one. Within that, you've got a list of things that you have to put on the car to be able to add that pack, and then you can choose a couple of different leather options and stitchings. That pack on its own comes in at £7,899. I haven't worked it out, but I don't know if that saves me any money or whether they've just been really kind and put it all in one price for me to take one box instead of doing it all individually. I had several goes at this and I've added quite a lot of extra little things on to try and get as high a price as I possibly could. I'll not run through all of it, but what I will do is I will put the Porsche code on the screen now. You want to go to the address, you can enter it, you can go through the entire spec if you want to and see exactly what it is that I added on. But if we take a look around the car there, you'll see that I went with that Python green. I've also added the decal onto the door. I went with the front and rear sensors that come with the camera that you can see in the middle of the bumper there. So we'll go around the side there. You can also see that I've added those ceramic brakes that seem to come with the yellow calipers instead of the black ones. There's some of the extras in there. I think I went with high gloss trims, and if you can see above on the wing mirrors, I went with carbon mirrors. That bumped the price up a little bit as well. The back, you've got that sports design bumper that moves the number plate up into the middle, and you've also got the silver tipped sports exhaust system. Also blacked out those lights there. If you can see, that's another exclusive thing you can add on. Quick look up top gives us a view of that carbon roof, which I actually quite like the look of, but believe it or not, the carbon roof is more expensive than the tilting glass roof that you can put on the car. If we move inside, I also went with the carbon trim insert around the dash and around the wheel, you can see, and I also added coloured rev counter and coloured stopwatch clock to the chrono. In the middle of the screen there at the bottom, you can also see I added the smokers package, which appears just to be a pot that you stick into the cup holder section that goes into there rather than the ducket. And a quick side view there shows that I put crests on the headrest, and I also went with coloured seat belts. So looking all around it there and seeing what I've added to the car, we're now going to get into what the final price was. Without further ado, here it is on the screen now. So there you go. The final price was £145,908. I did this several times. You can probably get it a bit higher. If you think you can get it any higher, stick it in the comments, get the code generated off the actual configurator, and I'll have a look and I'll see how high you actually managed to get it. Just to be on the safe side, I thought I'd add a couple of extra things that were related to the car that could justify it as cost added. There's the decorative valve sleeves that were £41 each. I thought they were £41 a set, but it's £41 each, so I had to add 4 of them. The toolkit, because all that comes with the car is a spanner, and lo and behold, you don't want to be stuck at the side of the road without your Porsche High-Vis at £14 each. That brings the price to £146,363. So if we spin back to my original question, can we beat a Porsche 992 Turbo base price with all the extras on a 992? The answer to that question is yes we can. Quite easily. I don't think I would ever spec a car that high, especially when there's a 992 Turbo there, about £12,000 cheaper. But not all of them extras come on a 992 Turbo, by the way. If you're going to have a look at the prices, you're going to have a look at the spec online for a 992 Turbo. You'll see things like the Bose systems included, 14-way seats are included. There's the Porsche Turbo wheels, it comes with metallic paint as standard, front and rear park assist. So I think the Porsche 992 Turbo looks like good value for money if you're going to get that high up, but yeah, I don't have that type of money to spend, so it'll probably never happen. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was just a bit of fun there. If you like seeing videos about the 992 and you want to hear more about mine, please hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, and I'll see you again in another video. Thank you very much. Bye.